Hello students, we are going to finish this problem on the Lopez family. So remember that we were comparing the cost of living in Donna and the cost of living in McAllen. We already figured out the budget for the Lopez family when they checked what it would cost to live in Donna was $2,645. And then we found the sum of all the expenses if the family lived in McAllen, Texas, and found that their monthly total in McAllen would be $3,410. So now for this question, they are asking the following. Mr. Lopez earns $18 per hour. What is the minimum number of hours that Mr. Lopez should work per month if he lives in McAllen, Texas? So once again, we want to figure out how many hours he needs to work to be able to pay all of his expenses if if he decides to live in McAllen, Texas. So let's go ahead and write an inequality. So we know that he's going to be getting paid $18 per hour. So that is going to be how he will get his income, the money coming in. So however many hours he works is going to get multiplied by 18, and that's going to be his paycheck. We need that paycheck to be greater than or equal to $3,410 so that he can meet his monthly budget. So now we can figure out what that number of hours would be by solving this inequality. So I'm going to put a line down the side. I know I want to solve for h because I want the number of hours. So I need that h to be by itself. I need to isolate the h. So to do that, I'm going to do the inverse operation of multiplying by 18, which is dividing by 18. And whatever I do to one side, I need to do it to the other side. So now here I'm going to do 18 divided by 18, which is 1. And that leaves me with h. Should be greater than or equal to. I need to get my number from the right-hand side by dividing 3,410 by 18. Now I know 18 plus 18 is 36. So 2 would be too much. So I need 1. That's going to be 18. I can borrow and regroup. So that's 16, and we bring down the 1. So now we're going to try 18 times something. And let's go ahead and try 9. That's 7. 9 plus 7 is 16. 162, it's a little too high, so I'll put 8. And I know that I'm going to have to multiply 18 times 8 now, which will be 64, carry 6. 8 plus 6 is 14. I'm going to have to borrow and regroup. And now I can bring down this 0. And I remember that 18 times 9 was 162. So I think we can use 9. Borrow and regroup. So it's going to go further. 189 point something, which if we round to the nearest hours, I'm going to say about 190. I'm just going to round it up because 189 and a little bit more he's going to work 189 hours and a little bit more. So let's just round it to 190. So we'll put here 190. So if this family decides to live in McAllen, Texas, Mr. Lopez will need to work at least 190 hours. So he can work 190 hours and he will have the exact amount that he needs to pay his monthly budget, or he can work more hours and have a little bit more. So he needs to work about 190 hours. Okay, so now to talk about the real life situation, the Lopez family will have to decide where they want to live based on these topics that we have been talking about. We know it costs less to live in Donna. It costs more to live in McAllen. He would have to work more hours. But ultimately, the decisions are made not just by these factors, but by other factors. So now it's going to be your turn to work with a budget and put all of this together. Good luck.